In 5, 4, 3,
Dude,
2. Justin, you're on the air and go.
have MattBeast 1419. We have Steviebreech. MattBeast, one of the OG Taker fans for life. We got Big Rat, we got Beast, and we got me. Taker fan 1419. Is that what your OG
How many
YouTube name
names did you
was?
have, Beast?
I had quite a few. Um, I had, of course, MattBeast 1419, and then we had Taker Fan for Life 1419. Then we had In the
I
Beast
like how
Zone.
Beast had gang signs for his YouTube name.
Oh yeah, man, it was everyone had one back in the day. It was loosely inspired by Big Rats. How he went 3-10, and I didn't want to super copy off of him like this one guy Survivor Series '07 who pretty much copied his cadence and whatever words you can use to mock a YouTube intro. But yeah, had to have some sort of intro to get people coming.
So, what started it? What was your? I want to make YouTube videos. I want to make wrestling videos.
Okay, I'm gonna sound like a fucking country bumpkin here, but like spring break 2009, we had just gotten internet, like Wi-Fi and shit. And or a little bit before that. Maybe it was in February.
You
or
make it
something.
sound like they just ran the line like, in the middle of a country town. Like, we just hooked up the electricity.
I mean, that's how it was, man. And I mean, like we had internet for a little while, and I had my PS3 like hooked up to the internet, and I'd watch YouTube videos of mainly Gemini, Big Rat, and someone else. His name escapes me. He had like HBK in his title, and he made like DVD videos, but like I just forget the guy's name now. He's long gone, but it was about around 2009 when I started watching YouTube videos, and then about spring break we got a computer, so I started making videos. I had like the PS3 camera, and I would make videos on that, export them to an SD card, take the SD card to the computer, and then upload the video.
I mean, that's incredible. Like the dedication of like recording on your PS3 and then like having to upload them, and I mean that's just crazy. Like I've heard many different stories. I know like Britain has like the tale of like putting his flip camera on the back of like a truck and like, he just had like all the open field behind him. But I mean the fact that you recorded using your PS3, I think that one takes the cake. So respect on that
Yeah,
because
man.
I would have given up.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a struggle for a little while, and then I eventually said, "Man, I gotta buy me a webcam." And then I convinced my mom to buy me a webcam, and little did you know, I was just gonna sit there and make YouTube videos all the time with it, and it was a pretty crap quality webcam.
Was it like the
But
first webcam in your neighborhood? Because you guys just got Wi-Fi.
well, I mean, like the whole neighborhood didn't just get Wi-Fi. It's just my parents just got Wi-Fi, and I was like in, I guess eighth grade, maybe ninth grade at the time, somewhere around there. Um, but yeah, that was around the time when I started, and then started watching guys like, of course, Miguel, Ravi, Legend Killer, all those guys. Also, quick shout out to Miguel, Ravi, and Big Rat. Those guys like really put me on, and they'd always like shout me out in their videos. So like, I still appreciate that to this day. And like, I know you've talked about it, Justin, on the podcast, where shout outs were like such a big thing for a while, and that was just like, I mean, that's so true because back then people like used to actually go to your channels and subscribe just because you
People,
got shouted out.
people actually followed people. If you followed someone and they gave someone else a shout out, that was like big endorsement. Not like today.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not like it is today. I mean I don't really know how active shout outs in the YWC are in 2020, but
I don't even know what the YWC is in 2020, let alone shout outs. Like, it's past us. You were in the prime, Beast, and yeah, I mean now it is what it is.
So how'd you meet everybody?
well, I feel like the first person I talked to was probably Big Rat. I think I reached out to him somehow and started talking to him. I don't know how it happened, but I started talking to him on Skype, and so I had Skype, and then also had MSN, and I forget how I started talking to Ravi on there, but I started talking to Ravi on MSN, and we had like a group chat with him, Danny. I still don't know how Danny got in all this because he didn't even make YouTube videos, but he's a cool guy. So shout out Danny.
Yeah, that was always a mystery to me too. Him and that Eminem DVD collection.
Eminem DVD collection.
He had one video, and it was him showing off his DVD collection with "Lose Yourself" playing like in the background.
Amazing.
Oh, you mean one of Danny's videos?
Yeah, like that was the only video he had. I loved it.
I completely forgot about him uploading that video, but yeah, it was. I talked to Danny. Maybe Destin was in that MSN group chat or something like that. But I talked to them on the MSN group chat, and we eventually moved that to Skype. And eventually Miguel got on there, and everyone in the quote unquote clique eventually got on to the Skype game. But I feel like Big Rat was one of the first people I talked to, and it led to me talking to Big Rat, Jared, and Seth, their Survivor Series, and we ended up making like a channel out there, and it's still out there if you want to go look for it.
What's it called?
The 15 Revolution.
Wait, there's a collab channel that never popped off.
15 Revolution. I know that. I know all about that.
Yeah, it's out there.
Revolution. All right, so
out there to this day.
So we're about 6 minutes and 30 seconds, and so my question now is hypothetically, if I don't know somebody used your voice as a prank call, what would you react to that back then, and what do you look back on it now? Hypothetically, obviously.
Oh, I mean, back then, I don't know why I even got heated over that shit. I mean, that's fucking childish. I got heated at shit like that, but I don't know. People do dumb shit, and people do dumb shit when they're a kid, and they get mad at the dumbest thing when they're a kid. But it's pretty.
Mad at?
What's that?
What did you get mad at?
A hypothetical prank call that happened.
Oh, I thought. Oh man. You're really shooting right now. Oh man.
Well, no, because I feel like nowadays, like we do the Breech voice. There's the Breech voice and there's the Beast voice, and I wanted to know what his thoughts were on that because like I could see how that could be annoying, like when you first starting, but now it's like everyone's grown up, so it's not that big of a deal. But you know what I mean? You know where I'm coming from, Beast? Like I'm not trying to.
The only issues I think related to the YWC that really bothered me, and it didn't even affect me at all. It's like when people would call other people's jobs, and
oh yeah,
I'm not going to go into specifics about it, but that just really bugged me when stuff like that would happen, and it would affect people's lives. Like when you start affecting people's livelihood, that's when it gets worse.
I mean, that's crossing so many different lines. It's ridiculous.
By the way, I feel like the Breech voice is that's Hall of Fame voice right there.
I get put into I'm a child molester. I'm a racist. A bad sponsor. I just get put in all sorts of situations of mine.
Steve doesn't shower.
Oh yeah. I found that no shower Steve Twitter, Mike, and I know that was you.
Oh, I mean, I don't even remember that, but as you say it, I gotta look it up. No, it definitely was. No shower, Steve. Has Steve showered? Oh yeah, that's me. Oh, that's 100% me. Has Steve showered today? No. Updating on whether or not Steve showered.
I wonder how many Twitter accounts you have out there, Pico, because I know you still have the MattBeast.
What do you mean the MattBeast? Beast.
Beast.
What am I doing with the MattBeast? I never. That's not me.
I figured it. I think you took it.
No.
When I changed my name, I think someone took it.
Someone. I mean, I thought you took it.
No, it wasn't me.
I don't know. I mean, that's someone's got it. I don't. If it's me, then I don't even know. I mean,
it is what it is.
But yeah, so that's good. I was trying to think of the first time I talked to you, Beast, because I could have sworn it was 2013, 2014, but apparently we did a WWDC 2012 recap in June of 2012, and I mean, that had to have been where we started talking on
Yeah, that makes
Skype, like
sense.
early 2012. Then I
I,
didn't think it was that soon.
I feel like it was around early 2012 because I know I just graduated high school and we were both watching old Ty Moss back then.
Oh yeah.
And
The first time me and Beast talked was 2013, and I was like, he's like, "Who's your favorite teams? I mean, who's your favorite football team?" I'm like, "Patriots," but I do like the Saints. And he's like, "Oh yeah," that was
oh
it.
yeah, anyone who likes the Saints, I mean, you're obviously cool with me.
Because like I credit you, Beast, as one of the people who kind of like pushed me towards this way because like first it was Chris, and when I was in the calls with Chris, then I feel like he had the connections with like Destin and you, and
Mm-hmm.
then once you bring you guys in, and then it was always like if you're on late enough, like maybe Miguel or Luke or Breach or Ravi, will get on because like that's like that was like the thing. Like, oh man, maybe they're gonna get on tonight. And you got to like stay up and see if they get on Skype. I mean, I remember that being a thing, and that was kind of like the gateway, I guess you can say, into where we're at now.
Oh yeah, and then you can hear me snoozing in the background.
True. How many times do you think you fell asleep on Skype?
Man, it was countless because I used to get on Skype, do homework on Skype. You can even ask Miguel; he'll always be like, "I always remember you just doing math homework on Skype," because my teacher was just terrible about giving way too much homework, and I would just always get on Skype, and I'd end up falling asleep because that was just the way I fell asleep most of the
So
time.
explain to me, and maybe Breach can attest to this, and maybe even Justin. Okay, like when you're on Skype, like, are you, if you're at, like, if you're doing homework, I guess you'd be at like a desk, so your laptop is like on your desk somewhere. Do you just like fall asleep, like just like head on the table, fall asleep, or like is your laptop like fall to the side if you're like laying on your bed? Like I've never once
Oh,
in my life
I can tell you
fallen
my
asleep on
stuff.
Skype. Yes, like
My
I need
stories
to
are
know.
You've
Mine's are
never
like
once.
I'm watching a show and I'm on Skype, the laptop's on the bed, headphones on, I pass out. Even New Japan when we watched it, 3 weeks ago, I was
Yeah.
on the couch and it was 5 in the morning. I passed out. The only time I've ever passed out was for New Japan shows, but I've never passed out like on a computer chair.
Okay.
Yeah, I could never pass out on a computer chair. My laptop was always sitting on my bed, and I was just way more comfortable sitting on my bed because my chair kind of sucked and my desk wasn't like really comfortable
Mhm.
to sit at for long hours.
Yeah.
So I'd be sitting on my bed, and after I finished my homework, I would lay down and then give me 20 minutes and I'm out.
Because like I would always
It just
be
happens. It just
what?
happens.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would always be like paranoid of falling asleep on Skype. So if I wanted to go to sleep, I would either A, mute my mic and leave my laptop up and running if I was the host and then just go to sleep, or
Oh,
B,
Mike,
I would kill the call.
guaranteed internet right there.
What?
You had to host the call. Back in the
Oh
day,
yeah.
we begged you, like, yeah, you can't get out. You can't get off.
Oh yeah. I would have to I remember the one time when I got the Ethernet hookup. And I had like the longest Ethernet port, and I just like I hooked it up all the way from the other room, and I needed to make sure that the call was going. And finally, Skype, changed the thing where no one's really hosting, which that's just fantastic. Um, but yeah, I mean that was always a thing, and yeah, that's why I would never fall asleep because if the call was going, I was here, and if I was falling asleep, then I would just mute the mic and just go to sleep on my own. I wouldn't want to fall asleep and then be like Jeff, where Miguel's recording a video. So I didn't want that to happen because nobody needs to hear me snoring. I don't know what I say when I sleep, and I don't need it on the internet if I do say stuff. So that's one of the things I was always paranoid as a kid. And I still am today. I ain't falling asleep anytime soon. I ain't like Justin.
yeah.
I fell
I
asleep
would
during
mute
a
my
couple
mic.
New Japan shows.
I'd mute my mic
Bucky's.
sometimes, but sometimes I'd be just way too tired to just raise my arm just to hit a button, and that
I
makes
mean,
me sound like a
just
lazy piece of shit or
close the
something.
laptop one time. Like, you know what I mean? That's why it was always like everyone just falls asleep. I don't know. That's
Oh.
crazy.
So what made you give up on wrestling?
What made me
You're
give up?
you go hard in the paint, you're collecting DVDs, you're collecting all this stuff, you love Davey Richards. What made you give up?
The funny thing when you think about it, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I got into wrestling in 2008, and by the time it was like 2011, I'd watched like freaking WWE, Ring of Honor, TNA, Chikara, ROH, PWG, Noah, New Japan. I was watching like everything back then. Dragon Gate USA, Dragon Gate, an Evolve show here and there. And it's like I got exposed to so much. And after a while, it's just like, who's gonna like? Where's the new stuff? Where's the exciting stuff that just like makes me want to stick around for this? And I felt like I really wasn't finding that anymore, and it just wasn't doing it for me after a while like it used to. And I mean, even now I can go and watch a match. Like I did go and watch like the Firefly Funhouse match just to see how crazy it was, and watch the Taker documentary because of course Undertaker's still amazing. I mean, he is who he is, and
Taker fan for life. Some would
Taker
say.
fan for life. I mean, that's true. I'm a Taker fan for life. Undertaker's the OG. He's the GOAT. But yeah, and I watched his match, of course, with AJ Styles, which was really cool. It was a really cool cinematic type match, really cool stuff. But yeah, it was around that time I was going to college, so I was like, maybe a little bit influenced by the fact that, hey, I'm going to college. Maybe I need to kind of grow out of my shell a little bit, and that didn't happen for a little while even after that. But I mean, it was a multitude of factors, but I do think when I dove into wrestling, like I dove head first, like right all the way down into the pool, for the lack of a better metaphor, and like I immersed myself in so much in such a short amount of time. So I guess there was a little bit of burnout there, and like I said, I just wasn't finding the spark, I guess you could say, after a while.
I feel like that sometimes. I feel like that happens. It's like ebbs and flows.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes
I
you're
do
like,
think,
oh, I like this. And then sometimes you're like, oh, I'll take a break for a little while.
yeah, I always thought the easiest shows to watch were like PWG shows because it's like no promos, no nothing like that really, just really good wrestling. I always really enjoyed a PWG DVD. Like those were always my favorite to see coming in the mail. I really loved PWG. That was a great promotion. I mean, it's still going on, I'm sure.
Was there anything that almost got you back? Like, was there anything that excited you? Like, I gotta see this.
When was the CM Punk Money in the Bank match with John Cena?
2011.
Yeah.
2011?
July
Okay,
17th, 2011.
so that was around when I stopped, so I can't include that because, of course, I was.
So you didn't even like the Punk thing? You thought it was whatever?
No, I thought it was great. I mean, it was great stuff, but that was just around closer to when I was phasing out a little bit after that. The whole CM Punk stuff with John Cena. I would always come back and watch WrestleMania for a while. I'd watch the whole show. Now it's just, if there's a match on there, I got to go watch it. Like an Undertaker match, I would go watch. WrestleMania 30. What year was that again?
2014.
2014. WrestleMania 30 was like around the time when Daniel Bryan was popping off. That was something that kind of interested me because I wanted to see Daniel Bryan, of course, do it big. And watching the WrestleMania 30 show with him first facing Triple H and then going on and winning the whole thing in the main event, that was really awesome. And that was a really hype moment post MattBeast wrestling fandom. So if I had to say anything, it'd probably be that, but it's not like I went and started watching like every SmackDown or every Raw. I would just kind of watch Daniel Bryan clips on Twitter, and yeah, pretty much that would probably be the answer to that question if I had to choose one.
So there's this photo right here. It's you being taken away by the police. It sounds like you were shouting "Support Ring of Honor." Can you explain Can you explain your love for Ring of Honor and how you know? Yeah, Davey
Well,
Richards.
Big Rat, shout out Big Rat. He was definitely instrumental in getting me to check out these other promotions. He would always be shouting out Ring of Honor, and you got to go check it out. You got to go give it a try. And they had these compilation DVDs. I forget what they were called, but they had like a whole bunch of great matches from Ring of Honor.
HDNet.
So I got a couple of those, and those are really cool. And eventually, it kind of snapped, and I started watching. I think the first DVD I bought, I want to say it's the 8th anniversary show, maybe. I know the main event was where Tyler Black finally won. Well, Seth Rollins now, but Tyler Black
Austin
finally
Aries.
beat Austin Aries for the title,
Yeah.
and that was a really hype match. Seeing that one, that's the first one I can remember where I actually ordered the DVD and paid for it and all that mumbo jumbo and watched it. And then, of course, eventually I discovered Davey Richards, and that just
That's a meme now.
yeah, I mean that's a meme kind of with me and Destin. We were always so hyped. I still remember when he actually won the title. Me and Destin were like on cloud 9 when he won that Ring of Honor title off Eddie Edwards.
I remember my first Ring of Honor show. After the show, I met Davey Richards, and I was like, man, like I saw him, and I was like, I gotta go get a picture of Davey Richards, and that's the guy. That's like MattBeast and Destin's favorite, and I think that's the first wrestler I ever took a picture with. So shout out to Davey Richards.
That's really cool.
I think he's a firefighter now. I have him on Facebook. And,
I thought he was a paramedic.
Paramedic, firefighter. It's some in that realm, but
somewhere around there.
You don't think he'll ever come back?
Who, Davey or me?
Davey.
both.
Both. Probably not. I mean, Davey was in TNA, right?
I think so. I think
Davey was 5 years too soon. He could have been in AEW right now.
Yeah, he could have been in AEW. It would have been a lot better, but yeah, I mean, you go to TNA, you know how that goes for you.
I don't know, dude. TNA's back. Like,
is it back? Well, it's just kind of there.
It's not all the way back, but it's back.
It's not back. It's there.
I mean, what brought them back? I'm curious.
They hired Heath Slater. They hired Kurt Hawkins. They hired Rhino. Like, okay, they're not back.
Heath Slater, Kurt Hawkins, and Rhino.
Yeah.
That's some trash.
That's
some trash.
Speaking of things that aren't trash.
You know their champion is, right?
Who is their
one
champion?
half the American Wolves.
Oh, Eddie Edwards. I mean, that's not trash. So I guess I got that going for him.
No, that's not trash. You know what else isn't trash? What you're doing now, you're kind of getting into like the gaming and the anime and the the anime, like like you're doing some videos on like stuff that you like. You want to talk about those? How you have more fun doing that, like you did back in the day with like wrestling?
Oh yeah. I still have a joy for making videos, and for a little while, COVID kind of striked, so I had a lot of free time. Now I just got a new job, so my free time is very limited because I'm working way more than I used to, which, I mean, I'm blessed to be able to do that in this time, which is great, making more money than I used to, so, I mean, that's great as well. So the time to make videos isn't quite there as much, but I'm hoping to get back to it a little bit. Of course, I've always enjoyed video games. It's been a passion of mine since I got my N64 for like Christmas when I was like 4 years old or something. And anime has actually been something I've been into. Well, of course, I was heavy into it with like Pokemon and shit when I was little, but it's always been something that I've gone in and out of, and lately it's been a crazy passion of mine. So that's been something I'm always tweeting about. I mean, I know no one gives a shit, but I mean, it's what I watch, and of course, I always got football, and those are the three main things. Other than, of course, the whole getting married life here in a couple months, I guess you could say.
I think I don't remember I forgot when it was, but I remember the one time like you were texting me and you're like, oh yeah, like my fiance, and I was like, hold on, like stop everything, like you can't just throw that in there. Like, so that was pretty crazy. And I mean, I know I said it before, but on the record here, congratulations, Matt Beast, and
Thanks, man.
I wish you guys the best. And
Appreciate that.
Animal Crossing fun from a couple months ago, going back and forth and selling the cherries, and it's good times had all around. But I don't know, Justin, you got anything else?
That's it.
That's good stuff. Matt Beast on the podcast, I think for the first time.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
And that's it. We'll talk to you in the next one.
Bye.
She said